Forge Gang! I am still a hard man. Let's go! These are, well, I am your host, Imperator of Forge, otherwise known as Forge Warhammer, the leader of the Forge Gang, and the hard man that I am, being the hard man that I truly am. I wanted to present 12 medieval life tips, and this is from medievalist.net. N-I-N-E-T, medievalist.net. These are some life hacks from the 12th century that could still apply today. Even today, these are pretty good and resounding life tips. You could call them life hacks, if you will. So these are some medieval life hacks. 12 medieval life tips from a 12th century genius. Looking for advice that stands the test of time. Long before self-help books, medieval scholars like Alain de Lille were offering life lessons that are surprisingly relevant today, from laziness and greed to friendship and fate. His Parabole is packed with wisdom in verse. Who was Alain de Lille? Alain de Lille, 1128 to 1202-3, was a 12th century French teacher and writer, renowned for his intellect and wide-ranging knowledge. Legends sprung up around him, including one tale in which he persuaded a group of brigands who came to rob his classroom to instead surrender themselves to the authorities. According to one admirer, his epitaph read, "Here is Alien, scruffy and short. Whatever it was humanly possible to know, he knew." What is the Parabole, or Parabole? One of Allen's many works was the Parabole, a school textbook written in verse. It contains 132 short pieces of advice, ranging from single couplets to longer 6-line reflections. While intended to teach grammar, it also delivered sharp moral lessons on topics like anger, laziness, friendship, and generosity. Alain's top tips for living well. Alain de Lille. On the left, in debate with another scholar, Petrus Cantor, British Library, MS Ad 19767, Volume 217. Here are 12 of our favorable pieces of advice, as translated by Ian Thompson and Louis Perard. Often a new road, not an old one, deceives the traveler. So too a new comrade, not an old one, So too a new comrade, not an old one, deceives a comrade. Stick with those who've stood the test of time. I'll read that again. Often a new road, not an old one, deceives the traveler. So too a new comrade, not an old one, deceives a comrade. Stick with those who've stood the test of time. A ram does not lung his fleece around for himself, but for others. So too is a miser always amassing wealth for others. Hoarding wealth doesn't serve you in the end. Arrows can pierce armor. Mockery and nasty words can pierce my heart. Words hurt. Medieval scholars knew that too. No water can quench a raging thirst, and no abundance satisfy a greedy heart. You can hope for day after night, sun after clouds, a smile and happiness after tears, a poetic reminder that bad times don't last. A ship will sail not where the sailor, but where the wind falls. When there comes a wave from a swelling sea, each man must go forth where fortune, not his intention, takes him. All must go forward with fortune as leader. Fate has more sway than our plans. A fire widely scattered exerts less force than one strengthened by bundles of wood. He who gathers his forces falls more strongly on his foe than one who harasses him with scattered forces. Focus and unity make you stronger. The fox is cruel and harsh in his own lair, although it would run away first if it were outside. A dog lying in a familiar doorway turns vicious and bites when it sees that a pack of dogs is reinforcing it. A wicked man is bolder among his fellows than he is on unfamiliar ground, with an enemy threatening. Cowards find courage in company. Different medicines work for different diseases. As the diseases vary, so do they. Teaching does not enter the mind by one method alone. For some, fear; for others, admonitions; for yet others, friendship is applied. You cannot calm four-footed beast by striking them, and the rod cannot force raw schoolboys to study. One size fits all doesn't work, not even in medieval education. A procrastinator postpones everything in the most irritating way, and out of one tomorrow makes me 1,000 tomorrows. Why doesn't a man who multiplies tomorrows multiply todays instead? Does not today mark off a period of sunshine as well as tomorrow? After today is over, it is usually tomorrow which has been brought back with the sun. But the procrastinator does not have the tomorrow which he promises me. That day will never dawn, nor the sun which shines in it, since his tomorrow will always be around the corner, the medieval version of just do it. A man who has never learned what real hunger does not appreciate. A man who never learned what real hunger is does not appreciate the tastiness of a savory morsel has. After a burning thirst, after hunger, two things are especially sweet to us: drink and food. Honey clings sweetly to a man's palate if a sour taste stings it first. A man who endures cold respects warm clothes. A man who has suffered a disease rejoices in the good fortune of health. Whoever considers the false blessings of the world and the blessings of heaven, let him eschew the false ones from the bottom of his heart, and let him seek the true blessings. Let one who wishes to win a place in heaven rid his heart before death of the sins and misfortunes of this world. Let one who wishes to win a place in heaven rid his heart before death of the sins and misfortunes of this world. Gratitude grows from struggle. All right, so those are some medieval life hacks, if you want to call it that. This is from medievalist.net. I have been your host, Imperator Forge, and you have a wonderful day. Stay